Hi, Chris Popper, joined by Mark Shields here. We're doing a coach's show on Tuesday, and if there's such a thing as a moral victory, there had to have been a moral victory down in Winslow on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I'd say it was definitely a moral victory. I mean, were we looking for a moral victory?
No, they don't count in the heel points. But
no, there are no points for moral victories, but yeah, I mean, we were looking to go down to Winslow and see if we could actually compete with them, and we definitely could. I felt overall we played really hard and not always smart. Made too many mistakes. They played a much cleaner game than we did, and obviously, turnovers. You can't turn the ball over 3 times.
Right.
At Pool and Field in Winslow and expect to win a football game, and that's exactly what we did. I mean, credit to our kids. They battled hard all day long, and with 3 turnovers, we still almost won the game. So that's good news for us. So, obviously disappointing with the loss, but happy with the fact that we're right there with them.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the game. First of all, they come down, they march down the field, they score 7-0, and then all of a sudden they kick off. Avoiding Colby Lee, they kick to Billy Curley, and 90 yards later he rumbles into the end zone.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was going to get there the entire time. You're not going to walk right in front of us, are you? You are.
Oh boy.
But so I thought he was going to, maybe fall out after about at the 30, but he ain't able to get down and rumble in.
Yeah, obviously that was a huge play for us. Yeah, they came out in an offense that we were not expecting to see from them. They came out in a double wing, tight split look. It took us a couple series to figure that out defensively. But yeah, for us to respond with that kickoff return was huge. I mean, getting down, I think it was 5 plays and they were in for a touchdown, and we're already down 7-0 thinking, oh boy, this is gonna be a long day. And then for them to kick deep, and I think Billy took it from the 10 and rumbled. He said he was untouched, so that's good news. That means that our blocking with our kickoff return was executed well, and Billy's that type of guy. He's an explosive running back for us, and he's a quick guy. He's a guy we can use on special teams, on defense, on offense. So he's a versatile guy, and that was something that was well needed at that point in the game for sure.
That seemed to impact them because all of a sudden then they weren't going to kick deep at all the rest of the game. Right.
So you have Billy Curley back there, and you have Colby Lee back there, 2 of the faster guys in this conference. And that's scary. I don't like to kick deep to teams that have that kind of speed back there. And Winslow decided that they were going to kick shorter. And with them kicking shorter, yeah, you're not going to get the long return, but you're going to get decent field position. And I think we took it around the 40 every series after that they actually had to kick off if we had scored. So, yeah, I mean, if you have breakaway speed like that on your team, that's good for us.
One of the key plays was when Colby Lee came from out of nowhere. I think the Winslow back had about a 10 or 15 yard lead on Colby. Colby came by and then stripped the ball from behind.
Yeah, that was huge. We already talked about turnovers, and we actually got one from them. We all know that Colby Lee has that explosiveness that, the guy was a good 10 yards, I think, in front of him. And he got a good burst of speed, and he got back there, and he actually punched the ball from behind, which, we tell the kids, we don't necessarily teach that. You see that in the NFL. You can tell they work on that. A lot of teams in the NFL, and we talk to the kids about trying to strip it, reaching down and pulling, but he actually came up through and punched it free, and fortunately we were able to get that turnover, so that was a big play.
We'll talk a little bit about the fake punt.
Yeah, that was all Andrew Phelps. So we lined up in the punt. We didn't call fake punt, and Mark Arnold, who designs our punt team, when they lined up, he said, oh, we should have gone fake, it's wide open. And sure enough, we watched the play develop, and Andrew, takes it upon himself to call the play and hits Abram Malloy for the first down. And that was big because that was the opening of the second half, and kept that drive alive, and we ended up going down and scoring on that drive.
Well, I mean, we were up in the press box, and I mean, you could hear the Winslow coaches just kind of going, oh my God, this is kind of what happened down on the island. I mean, that drive ended up taking almost 7 minutes and 50 seconds, I think. And you scored with 4:10 remaining in the third quarter to take that lead.
Exactly. You know, we talk a lot about our offense. Sometimes our offense is our best defense, and you know, anytime we can keep the ball away from a high-powered offense like Winslow, that's going to be key for us. And you know, every game we're trying to do that, but especially with them because they can score so quickly. And yeah, I mean, I thought we executed our game plan really well. You know, and credit to Winslow. I mean, they played tough defense, and you know, they made some big plays when they had to. And we have a bee swarming around us here. Yeah, so that was huge as well.
So what do you work on this week as you get ready for Old Town? The Old Town Herman game was just an absolute slobber knocker. I don't think there was any defense played with almost 100 points scored.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Old Town on tape, and they're a big team. They have some really big kids up front. Their quarterback's big. Their backs, especially their tailback, I think number 22. He's a strong runner. So. They want to power the football offensively, and defensively they'll be hard to move up front because they are so large, and probably another team that's going to try to load the box on us. So, we'll take care of that in practice with the kids. Today we'll definitely offensively work on ball maintenance, working on hanging on to the football. I will tell the kids tonight, it doesn't matter what offensive scheme we run. If we turn the ball over, it does not matter. We're not going to win football games. So that will be our main focus today in the offensive breakdown part, and then we'll start prepping for them.
It's going to be a lot of rain this week. Probably the field, though, can soak up a lot of that rain.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty dry around here. It's dusty up on the practice field, so it's welcome rain for those fields for sure. And it looks like Friday they're saying maybe showers, maybe not.
It's supposed to be okay for game time.
Yeah, so I think we'll be in good shape. With the two teams being ball control type teams, it's really not a huge deal if it's raining. I mean, usually if you're faster, you don't want a rainy field, wet field. But I don't know if we're faster or not. We'll find out Friday night. But either way, I don't think it's going to impact the game that much.
A lot of surprise wins. Nokomis wins for the first time in 3 years. Herman beat Old Town.
Yep.
MCI lost. To Oceanside. Oceanside looks to be very strong.
Yep.
It's going to be an interesting conference this year.
It is. I mean, it just goes to show you don't know what to expect. All the talk, all the hype in the preseason, and then week one, and there you go. There's already some people thought were upsets. Who knows if they are or not? I mean, you can't really tell until later on in the season. But yeah, I mean, we knew that there's a lot of tough teams out there. We knew that we probably had the toughest schedule we've ever seen, and for us, it really is important that we just take an opponent at a time. As disappointing as it was to lose to Winslow, we learned a lot from that, and we'll apply it to our next opponent, which is Old Town this week. And we're going to try to find a way to win.
What about injuries after it was hot. It was a hot game.
It was warm. I think both teams were pretty gassed by the end of it. I think we came out pretty well. I think we have some tweaks here or there, some ankles, that sort of stuff. But I think overall the guys who played in that game are fairly healthy, and we'll be ready to go Friday night against Old Town.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you on Friday.
All right. Thanks, Chris.